we're going to make an elephant today. I think I'll probably make it a little bit smaller than this one because this one used a lot of paste. But I had my hippo out this morning and I was like, well, it just needs to be bigger than the hippo. And actually, it's not like hugely bigger than the hippo, but it used a lot of paste. And this one's actually got polystyrene ball in its head as well. The colours I used today, so in this, it's actually 3 different colours. I used a little bit of black.
Can I go to top down? Quite
a lot of brown. And then quite a bit of the pale skin tone as well. So it's got those 3 colours within the elephant to make this colour, but you can go for any kind of grey that you want. So I'm using the Saracino modelling paste. I've pre-mixed stuff. I think this one will be a little bit lighter than that one. Let me just move that to the side. You don't have to make it on anything. Just because it was heavy, it was easy for me to put it on something to move it around. Oh, thanks, by the way, for everyone that joined us last night for part 1 of the bride and groom class. Tonight will be part 2. If you haven't heard of the bride and groom class, it's a paid for class that we're running in the evenings this week. But if you missed it, you can watch it back, so it doesn't matter if you did miss it. So I'm just going to need my paste. This one's slightly paler than that one, but that's fine. I don't mind having them all slightly different. So just give it a bit of a knead. Now, I don't know how much paste I've got here in total, but I'm going to weigh bits out as we go along. So remember, this next one's going to be a bit smaller. Next one can be like a baby elephant, I think. So we're going to use quite a bit in the body. Oh, you can see I didn't quite mix it together properly, so it's a bit marbled in the middle. It doesn't look too marbled on the outside, so it's not too bad now. Let's see. Usually I'll roll a very rough shape first. I know I need to get rid of the creases first. But just to see the size, I think I'm happy with that size. So it's 108 grams. It's still actually quite a lot that I've got there. So 108 grams. I'm just going to need a bit more. Because the elephant's got lots of creases and wrinkles, I'm not too worried if I don't get rid of every line and crease or crack in this. Okay, I'm still going to try and roll the big ones out because I don't want it to split. Sorry, really tickly nose. I feel like I might sneeze. Hopefully won't.
I hope you won't.
So, it's kind of a bit like when we did the hippo. So if you guys have seen the hippo one, it's very similar to that. So we're going to roll the ball.
If the hippo had ears and a trunk.
Yeah, but I made the body pretty much the same way. In fact, I forgot to give this one its little toes. I'll give it toes in a bit, actually. So we're going to kind of create this, would you say it's a bit like an egg shape, kind of?
Yeah.
A few cracks, like I say. I'm going to put them to the tummy, actually. I apologise, they do sound really snotty. I'm really sorry, guys.
Hay fever is back, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it ever goes.
If I've not got hay fever, I've got a cold. It's one or the other all the time. Okay, so we've got this kind of, not quite egg shape, but it's a bit thinner at the top, chunkier at the bottom. This is going to become our body. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to try and flatten. I'll put like a little bit here. Can you see where the head will sit? Okay. Just by sloping it slightly, it's going to help the head sit on that. I'm going to push in a couple of lines where I want like the tummy to come across. Okay, and then I want to put in some lines where I want the hips to go. So I'm just using the pointy ridge of the Dresden tool to go around like that. We'll do the same on this side. Trying to get them similar heights to each other. And then what I want to do is just rub this down here, just above that line. I'm going to put some more little creases in, so it wants to look really wrinkly, you see, does this elephant. Lots of lines and wrinkles. Okay. It looks weird at the moment.
I think they all look weird to start with, don't they? A little bit. And they always come together.
Hopefully it'll come together. If you want it to look like it's got like texture of elephant skin, you can use like impression mats, or I'm just going to kind of gently score in different diagonals, you know, so that we get like a little crisscross pattern on there. And you don't have to do it everywhere, you can just do it in odd little patches if you want. And of course you don't have to. You don't have to put this on at all. I just wanted it to look a little bit different to the ones that I used to normally make. So I've made many elephant toppers in the past and they're always the cutesy ones, but I wanted to not make it realistic, but just add the odd little bit that makes it a bit more elephant-like. Okay, I'm going to use my balling tool and I'm going to push kind of in the bottom of sort of the hip area here. And we'll try and do the same in this one. got something to sit the legs into when I make those legs. So we'll make the legs next. Just make sure that sits upright. I don't want it to lean forward too much. Just give it a bit more of a knead. Let's see. I did weigh out the body, didn't I? Yeah, it was over 100 grams, wasn't it, that body? That's fine.
I should be able to tell you that as soon as I should be watching it. I'm concentrating.
This piece, let's see, I think this is maybe going to be a bit big. I'll just roll it a little bit and it would be half of one of the, yeah, I think that's going to be a bit big. So I'm going to take a bit of this off and then I'll weigh it. And this should do for both legs, really. It's 28 grams. 30 grams should be fine. So I'm going to...
You're on both cameras at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to roll this. So it's slightly thinner at either end, a bit thicker in the middle. And what I'm going to do is with a sharp knife, I'm going to cut down the middle. Okay, just make sure they look rounded at the end. So where I've squashed it a bit, just press it down there like that. Okay? And these little bits are going to slot into there, but I just need to do a bit more shaping first before we put them in. So what I'm going to do is just above sort of what would be the foot, I'm going to press in a little bit thinner so that my foot is like chunky, the chunky bit, and then the leg kind of, can you see narrows or dips in a bit there, and then it goes up and then it goes down again.
You're on that camera there.
Normally I would blow my nose at this point, guys, but I apologise, you guys don't really want to hear me blow my nose. Unless Richard turns the volume off for a second.
I could take over.
Oh look, one's a bit smaller than the other. There's a little bit of difference there. I should really do that again, but it's okay. So these are going to tuck into there. So I'm going to lift this, just make sure I've got enough room under there for it. And I'm going to use a bit of water. So I use water rather than glue because it works fine for me. I'm going to put it in each of those little holes and let's slot our leg into each of those little sockets there. Okay. If the legs look a bit long at this point, you can squish them down a little bit like that just to make them a bit shorter. If you want to, you don't have to. And then we can put small lines on. So I'm going to put some little creases kind of where the leg gets a bit thinner. To be honest, I don't have much leg, so you can put creases everywhere on it. It's fine. If you want to add any texture, again, little crisscrosses. You guys can spend much longer than I am doing on this. I realise like when I'm putting the crisscrosses on, I'm not spending a lot of time on it. But you guys can spend all the time that you like on it. So
I think this is the
today, so I can't spend ages and ages on it.
I think this is the first time we've never had any issues with the microphone.
Well,
so far
we've not been going very long. Oh, it's just typical, isn't it? The microphone works well when I sounded snotty, so it'll pick up all the noise. When normally I would want it to. So we've got nice wrinkly little legs. Now for the arms, I am going to put them on, but I might put the head on first actually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some little sockets in place because I want some shoulder sockets, so a little bit higher than my tummy, and I'm going to push. Again, can you see a little hole in each side like that? Just so we've got something to slot the arms into. You don't have to have that. If you want to just push them against the body itself, that's fine to do. I'm going to use some little sticks. I'm just going to use my short ones. In fact, are these ones about 4 inches? I think they are, aren't they, these ones? We do sell these on the website and we do them in all different sizes. So it doesn't matter if you've got a bigger one, you can just cut it down. But this one I think is 4 inches. So we're going to push this in the middle.
We've had a couple of comments.
Yes.
Don't forget his belly button.
Oh, do they have belly buttons?
I'm not sure.
Let's see my belly button. Let's use my paintbrush handle to just push in a little belly button. My other one doesn't have a belly button. I know.
That was a quick and easy fix.
I think he might have looked nicer without the belly button, but that's okay. He's not finished yet, so she's probably going to be a girl. Let's face it, I like making girls more than boys, don't I? Sorry, boys.
You do make a lot of more feminine things. I think it's just a pink dust that you add to everything.
No, because everybody has rosy cheeks. Well, everybody can have rosy cheeks. I think it's that I just make them very eyelashy. Again, boys have eyelashes too, but... Now, you can, if you're worried about the weight, you can put a polystyrene ball inside the head if you want to for these, but you don't have to, okay? My big one has got a polystyrene ball in because it was big. It was quite a lot of weight and I was worried about sinking down the body. Whereas this one's not. The head won't be as big. I'm just trying to have a quick look. I roll a quick ball and then have a look at the size.
Go on top, so
I'm going to put a little bit more in this. Because it's got to have a trunk as well.
Just keep it there a second. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to put it back there again in a second.
Okay.
So very rough ball at first. So don't worry about the creases and stuff. Just to see the size of it compared to what you're making, to check that you're happy with the size. Might even go a tiny bit bigger.
I think what you're saying though, if you go with a bigger head,
because I mean, no younger and cuter.
Yeah,
I think,
well, I was going to say, no elephants, obviously the heads are probably not quite as big in comparison to the bodies, but these, it makes them a little bit cuter, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're not realistic, are they, these ones, so it's fine.
I thought they were super real. You can tell what it is straight away, so it works.
You know what it is.
Yeah, but I think anybody, if you said it's got a trunk and big ears, you're on the right.
So actually, this one's got putting slightly more in its head than its body. I think, was there 108 in the body? I've got 114 for the head. We'll see. If it doesn't look right, I can always make it smaller. I'm aiming for cutesy, we're aiming for big.
This is the Tony made a good comment.
Yeah.
The only time you would be happy with elephant skin in your paste.
Yeah. Yeah, and the good thing is it doesn't matter if you've got cracks and creases in this. Yeah. It's a good thing about elephants. You're all going to be making lots of elephants now, aren't you? But, you know, because I put the extra lines in, it covers it, where if we'd done a really smooth elephant, it would have mattered if we had the cracks and creases in, like we'd want to really roll them out.
I think, what else do you reckon you could use that body for, that body shape?
Rhino, hippo.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to the hippo, to be fair, that we've done. I think I give the hippo extra rolls and I didn't give the elephant extra rolls.
See, I had ogre springing to mind, I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess you could do an ogre. Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh no, wait, I forgot to use trunk. Before I start shaping it too much, what you want to do is take your ball and then we want to pinch a small
You're
bit
on top
out.
down at the moment.
Okay. The smaller you make this, I guess the smaller the trunk is going to look. So it depends how much you want to kind of have there to play with. I think I'll keep this one fairly small because it's going to be fairly babyfied. Okay. So not terribly long. Yeah, I think that's long enough.
I had a few questions. Obviously, people haven't seen the ears on your other elephant. Does the paste hold up? Because it's Saracino you're using,
that
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's fine. And they're quite big ears, so on this one it'd be
You literally made that elephant about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so we've got a ball and we've got a little bit coming out from the front. What I think I might do is I'm going to push it on, see what it looks like, and then decide what else needs doing. It's still quite big. Maybe not baby elephant, maybe like juvenile. Okay. And maybe even put... No, actually, it's fine. I was going to add extra creases on its neck, but it's fine. I'm going to put some water on here. And let's push that back on there again. Just make sure that stick doesn't come out further than the top of the head. And I'm going to do a bit more shaping now. So I'm going to press in here, which is about where I want the eyes to go, I think. And I'm just going to try and make the head... Sort of pressing it so it's a bit taller up here. Because I want it to kind of come out at the cheeks. So if I push in here... I don't know if you guys can really see this much.
Do you want to bring him a bit more just towards you a little bit?
It's kind of widening as I'm doing it, and it looks
That's
a
it,
weird
yeah.
shape at the moment, but that's fine.
Thank you.
Let's see which way. I think I'm going to curl the trunk up this way. What do we think, a girl or a boy? What should we do, girl or boy?
Well, we can ask the audience, and then we will have a look and see the content of this.
So can you see where I'm shaping it here? It's bringing out chubby cheeks. So definitely not very actual real elephant like. I don't know whether to do this one tusks or not. Tusks or no tusks, guys. Okay, well I'm deciding. This has got a big head. Its head's almost as big as that one.
Bring it a little bit closer to you.
We're going to put some little lines
That's it, that's perfect, thank you.
on the trunk itself. And even some kind of on the underneath bit if you want. And even... Oops.
I think so far we're getting girl. Olivia's asked if this has been recorded. This is available for watch back on our channel straight after.
Yeah,
so it will stay on
Facebook.
It will stay on our page for as long as our Facebook page is around, which we hope to be a while.
I'm going to try and give this one a mouth actually. The other one doesn't have a mouth, but this one I'm going to give a mouth. So I'm going to go under the trunk. I don't know, have I got that in shot? Under the trunk, the wider end of my dressing tool.
You're in there, yeah.
And I'm just going to push in and then pull. Can you see that down a little bit there?
Ah, cool.
Just put a little line.
It's added a bit of character to it.
Yeah.
Her or him.
I didn't get myself any pink out to put in.
You've had a good point. If you make a boy, you've got to give him bits.
Well, yeah. I guess so.
Thank you, Vivian.
Okay, I can't decide closed eyes or open eyes on this one. What do we think? Closed or open?
But it's also like, I don't, do girls have tusks?
I don't know. Do female elephants
I might
have
have
tusks
to
as well?
quick Google that.
I'm not really sure.
Because you need to have tusks on this one, so that might have to make him a boy.
Well, the other one's got tusks and I made it a girl. Or a boy with
Did you?
pretty eyelashes.
Okay.
I'm just trying to decide. Do people think eyes closed or eyes open on this one? The eyes closed looks quite nice.
Then we've got open.
Okay.
Open.
Open. I'm going to try different things. So I'm going to go fairly low down with my eyes. It's about here and here. Because it's cuter.
For the people, a couple of people have mentioned they've got Renshaw's modelling paste. Could you do this with that?
Yeah, you could do it with that. It might crack a bit, but that's fine. I'm just going to give it some just pushed in eyes, I think, on this one. I can't decide whether really big eyes are going to be cute. Actually, no, big eyes are cute. Elephants have tiny little eyes, but the big eyes are cute. So I'm just going to use these chocolate pearls of these. So they're just covered in, I don't know, whatever they're covered in, icing stuff. These are 10mm ones. They just check that they look a similar size, because even within the 10 mils, you sometimes find that some are bigger
Okay, well,
than
here you go.
others.
Bit of a random fact for you.
Yes.
Both male and female African elephants have tusks, while only male Asian elephants.
Which are the ones with the bigger ears? Mine have got bigger ears. I'm just going to push these in for the eyes.
I think the African elephants have the bigger ears from memory, yeah.
Okay. There we go. See, it looks quite cute with those little eyes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it without eyelashes, actually, this one. I like it without. Yeah. Does it want tusks or no tusks? What do people think for this one?
I think you need tusks.
Okay. So, I'm going to go with the little balling tool. Can you see this? Just next to the nose here. I'm kind of pull it up and out.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same on this side. Pulling it up and out a little bit there. So it kind of changes the shape of the face a bit here. But that's fine. Put a little bit of water in. This one hasn't got as wrinkly face as the other one, but again, it's fine. Where did I put my white? Yeah, in here. So I'm keeping the tusks fairly small and short so it looks younger. Let's see. I'm not going to weigh it, but it's just a small little ball. Smaller than pea size, I think. Or is it about pea size, a small pea? I'm not sure. I'm better at measuring things against chocolate rather than vegetables. Okay. That noise you can hear is Richard.
Yeah, go and need more
In
sugar.
his Coke. He's going low. Richard's diabetic, for anybody that doesn't know. He often goes low during our videos.
It's because
stresses him out.
I skip breakfast normally.
Okay, so we're rolling it so there's a point on both ends, and then I'm going to push one of the points into that hole we've made. I'm going to stick the other end out. Okay? Does it look better with those? Is his nose alright in that position?
I think the nose is, yeah.
Okay.
Just need to give him a peanut. Or a banana.
Oh, yeah. He's not getting one though.
Okay.
It's a nice idea, but he's not getting one. Let's give him some... Oh no, I won't give him pink on his cheeks yet. Actually, I'm going to wait while I've got his front legs on, and then we will do the pinks on the cheeks. I'm going to move this out of the way.
Thank you to everybody that's been sending stars. It's appreciated.
Thanks, guys. Okay, front legs. Probably a similar amount to what we used on the bottom legs. Can you remember how much that was?
No.
No, I can't.
We can test the audience though.
How much was it, guys?
How much were in the front back, like the first set of legs?
I know it was one piece and then I cut it in half. And I've completely forgotten.
Alright, we're going to your top down at the moment.
Okay. It's the same kind of thing again. I might just have to make it a bit smaller because I think this is going to be a bit big. Did anybody remember how much it was in the bottom legs? Was it about 30? Was it just short of 30? I guess I can't even remember. Okay, we're going to start with 26.73.
That's a bit of a random number.
I've cut either end off. Do you know what? Start with more, cut either end off like what I've done, and then end up with about 26-ish. Then on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite of the other one. So last time we left it big in the middle and cut it. This time we're having the cut ends as the feet, and then what I'm going to do is just roll just above each end.
Do you want to just move?
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, that's better.
So just above each end like that. So this will be the foot, this will be the foot. Let's cut up here, let's cut it in half. And then I want to just lengthen this a bit now. So I want the foot to really be the widest bit. And let's see, I just want to lengthen it so it stretches up to that little shoulder socket that we've got there. I'll just round it off a little bit. So
it was 28 grams.
was it 28?
So you weren't too far off, no.
I think I've maybe done it short.
Do you know what's the good thing about doing all these Facebook Lives is I think you have started weighing things more. Like,
just for the Facebook Lives.
well, yeah.
I don't want to making things myself. Okay. I don't know. Can you guys actually see what I'm doing in here?
I'm going to switch to the...
So again, let's just stretch this out a bit. Trying to leave the foot fairly big. And stretching out the rest of the leg. See if I can round it off a bit at the top where it's going to slot into the little...
If you want to bring her or him a bit closer to you.
Can you see it? So
yeah, that's it.
I'm not sure if I stretched that to the right length or not. Oh, just about. Got skinny arms, skinny shoulders, this one.
Deirdre is wondering where a certain character is. Yeah.
Somebody sent me loads of pictures actually. It wasn't Deirdre that sent me the pictures, was it? I forgot.
Of a Tasmanian devil?
Yeah, Deirdre sent me a load of pictures of cute Tasmanian devils and said here's cute ones, so to help you make it cute. So I am going to put in some little crease lines around the top of the arm here. It's kind of quite shadowed, isn't it, a bit by its head. So I'm not sure how well you guys can see this.
It's alright, just...
See it okay?
Yeah, pushing back a little bit away, that's it, yeah.
Here?
That's fine, thank
you.
you.
Back?
No, that's fine.
Like I say, put in as many as you want. Or as few as you want. Depends what you like the look of, really, with it. But yeah, his head's kind of getting in my way a little bit. So, put some around the knee joints.
I mean, could people put the front legs on before they put the head on?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I chose to do it this way, to be honest. I do things differently every single time I make them. And sometimes I've had people that have come to classes more than once and they'll say, we didn't do it that way last time. Just change things up, but every time you do it differently, you'll learn which way works best for you. I'm not sure where he wants more creases on those legs.
He's got a lot of creases.
He's got a lot of creases.
He
needs a lot of creases.
He's only a baby elephant.
I think they're still wrinkly though. He hasn't got too many on his face. I went steady with them on the face.
Don't forget his toes.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a tail as well, actually. In fact, I haven't even put any markings or anything on the back of him. So, you know, you can put these little markings on. I don't know, does that actually show up or not?
Yeah, you can see that, yeah.
On the camera. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to put
like I say, if people have got like those impression marks, they could use those lightly, couldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've probably got some impression marks that would work really well on this. I should have gotten out and used them, really. Put a bit of water on his bum. Let's do a little tail. Let's do, I think, are they a little bit tufty at the ends?
You're only out of shot there.
And try and roll so that we get, can you see a little end, thin bit. Let's see if we can put some little lines in this. I'm going off cartoony ones because I actually don't really know too much what a real one's tail looks like. Do you know what? I go to the zoo all the time. I should really know what all these animals look like and all the facts about them because I love going to the zoo. Okay, there's a tiny little tail stuck on his bum, that's fine. Then, you can use everything you've got left if you want for the ears, but I think these might be too big for the ears. Well, actually, I'm going to need some for its nails as well, so let's pull off. In fact, I'm going to pull off more than that because the other one still needs nails as well. Little toenails. Let's keep that to one side. I'm just going to, let's see how much I've got left actually. It might be too much for the ears, but we'll see. We've got about 71 grams. Let's cut it in half, or roughly half. Usually all I do is I'll just squash a piece to see roughly how big it's going to be. looks quite cute with big ears. I might go a tiny bit
Right,
smaller.
just stay there. What's that? Put that back one second.
That's quite thick. So there's a lot of weight, so I might go a little bit smaller just to reduce the weight back and still stretch it out quite big. So let's go with about this size. Let's see how much we've got here. 25, 26. Let's see if we can get about the same on this side. 26. Close enough for my liking. Okay, so let's roll them both into a ball to start with.
See if you got any questions while you're rolling the balls.
Okay. Yeah, ask away, guys. Did anybody catch the bride and groom last night, actually? Or the first part of it last night? Okay, so we've got the 2 balls. I'm going to squash them a little bit, but I'm going to try and leave one side thicker than the other side because the thick bit will be what connects to the head. Okay, so I'm just pressing down with my hands.
Right, you're on both cameras now.
Pressing down, pressing down. If you want, you can use the rolling pin to thin the edges. It's quite big. It's going to be like Dumbo, this one. So this one would be an African elephant, is it? Because it's got big ears.
Yes.
Okay.
If we're doing it real life.
Oh yeah, this is not that realistic to any elephant, is it? Okay, he's got fairly big ears. I'm just going to cut a little curve. In fact, you know what? I'm going to use a circle cut because I've got a circle cutter nearby. I'm going to cut a little bit out
Towards your head.
of each one just to see if it fits better around the face itself. They're not quite the same shape as each other, but that's
No, they work well.
Actually. Yeah, no, I'm actually fairly happy with that. I can play around with it more once it's in place as well. You might find it takes a minute or 2 to stick, so when I put the more water on, I need to give that a minute to go tacky.
Bring him a little bit towards you.
So plenty of water on, give it a minute. I really do need to blow my nose, I'm sorry. I won't blow it, I'll just dab it. You can unmute.
Sorry about that. We did just mute that so Zoe could blow her nose.
Sorry, guys. Nobody's eating
So we didn't lose volume, I promise.
No one's eating this. We're good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now press these tightly. They're probably going to slip and slide a tiny bit. That will happen at first, okay? But if you put a bit of pressure on and keep, give it a minute and then keep going back to it, then this should.
If you bring him a little bit closer to the camera, that's it. Brilliant.
Then you can play around with the edges of the ears. So, if you want to stretch them to make them thinner or kind of make them a little bit creased at the edges or frilly at the edges, you can do. Really is up to you. I think, are they slightly bigger at the ends, the top end?
I think you can do. It looks cute with big ears. I mean, like I say, it is a little bit Dumbo-esque now.
Mhm.
His left ear looks a little bit bigger than his right ear.
This one?
My left, so his left.
So which one's bigger, this one or this one?
The one you pointed at first, yeah.
Right, okay. The more I'm stretching it, can you see, the more it's wanting to move down his face, so I'm just going to give that bit of a press on. You can put a cocktail stick in it if you want to hold it in place. Okay, let's hold him up for a minute. So this one needs to be made bigger, you said?
But I think maybe with the camera angle, because obviously it's a slight angle.
You've got massive pokey up ears, this one.
Yeah.
And then you can fold them a tiny bit here. I think I'm bringing them slightly too high on his head.
That way a little bit, just a little bit. Like other way.
Right, so basically the opposite way you told me. Richard says, move it this way when he actually means move it this way.
Yeah, not quite that much now, but that's fine.
Okay, he's got completely different shaped ears. I'm just trying to move them around a little bit. I feel like they need to come downwards more. Maybe I can flop them. I don't know. Sometimes less is more. I never learned that lesson. Yeah, I feel like they need to come down here more. Sorry guys, I realised I could play with these ears for ages and ages. Which is
I think, but the ears are probably biggest feature, aren't they?
Once it feels firm enough, you can put some little lines inside the ears a bit. Can you see that there, Richard, or not?
Yeah. If you spin him a little bit that way.
This way.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's great. Thank you.
Again, you can put some of these little bits in. Sorry, I realise I really am rushing to put these in, aren't I, rather than spending a lot of time getting them looking right.
So you're doing pretty good for time today.
Are we?
Yeah. You've only been on 13 minutes.
And he's pretty much made.
Yeah. Well, he's not dusted yet.
No, he's not actually having very much dusting on
Okay.
everything. I mean, I suppose I could put dusting in every one of these creases and wrinkles. But I think what I'm going to do is just put it on, I'm going to put that on now.
Yeah, you see we've been pink cheeks, eyelashes. What's your arm? You're right in shot there, but...
Yeah, I know, but I need to lean over to get my dust.
Okay.
So we'll get pink dust. It's up to you how bright you want the pink.
So what colour pink is that you've
This
got?
one's claret again. I'm going to put a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to go just under each eye. I don't have much room to go under each eye, but we're going under there. Okay. I'm going to try and get a tiny bit on the underside of the trunk if I can. Again, I'm not sure this really shows up, does it, this bit I'm doing on his trunk?
It does build up gradually.
I maybe put a bit too much in the brush now. A bit heavier on the cheeks. And maybe even a little bit on the knees. Could even actually put some in the ears, couldn't you? I know they don't have pink ears, but...
You've made him your own, or her your own, so you can do...
We can add into there if you want to. It's got lots of pink everywhere on him now. And then let's get the toenails on. I'm going to stick toenails
The
on.
all-important bit, the toenails.
Yeah. Which was people's favourite animal so far? What did people say last week actually their favourite one was? Did I say mine was the cat?
The cat's not a wild animal. Well, you do
It's
get
not
wild
an
cat.
animal. I can't remember which my favourite one is.
I'll show people them all in a little bit anyway.
I quite like the elephant one now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is roll some little balls. You can actually just use a circle cutter if you want. If you've got a plunger cutter and you want to use it. I'm just being too lazy to go get my plunger cutter out, which is very bad of me because I'm just so lazy. And you could just cut little circles, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut these into halves to stick on for the little toenails. I guess this way they'll be 3D, or a little bit more 3D, so they'll stick out a little bit more, all different sizes, look. And different size toenails, sorry. So I'm going to use my craft knife actually to cut them in half. In fact, let's go slightly more oval than circle. And then let's push onto the front of each one. Let's put this one on here. Can you guys see, is my hand completely right?
see.
So slightly more oval. Let's see if I can get it on there by keeping it on the craft knife. Nudge that so it looks like it's in line with the other one. Come off. They're all going to be slightly different in size. It's okay. Maybe this one needs to be a tiny bit smaller so that it matches with the others. I'll cut a tiny bit out the middle of it. Let's see if we can squeeze that in there. It looks a little bit higher up on its leg than the other one. Squeeze that in there.
Just going to quickly, while you're doing that, just a second.
You're going to do what?
Because you're repeating yourself a little bit here, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm just going
sticking
to
the
show
toenails
people
on.
a few of your other animals for those that may have wondered whatever.
Oh, okay.
So,
What we're going to do on Thursdays? Is Thursday the last one of the normal ones or not?
yeah.
I'd forgotten what we were doing. I don't know what day it is today because we're going to do a subscription service thing. We're still going to do some free Facebook Lives, so they weren't going to completely stop, but we're going to start doing fewer or maybe change the times. Days work well for me, but I didn't know how many of you guys can watch them during the day and if evenings are actually better for people or not with the Facebook Lives. I guess that's difficult for people to answer because people watching at the moment are the people that can watch during the day, or those of you watching live at the moment are the ones that can usually watch during the day, and then those of you that can't watch during the day won't be online at the moment to tell us.
Yeah, well, we're going to get some like information posted on our page, aren't we, about future Facebook Lives?
Yeah, they're not going to stop. We're going to continue with stuff. It's just that we might have to do some in like a little subscription.
Yeah, and we're going to probably go to just one a week for the free ones.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. It's got toenails on. Does that look better?
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. He doesn't look that big. Well, he looks young, but he's not much smaller than that one.
Bring them both in.
So, she still needs toenails, but that's fine. Maybe if I did a baby one, it could be coming out from behind her arm or something.
Push it that way a little bit. That's it.
Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
I think that's it. I mean, I could just black on, but I think I'm quite happy with them as they are.
Do you know, a lot of people actually like this time.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's because these are people that will watch it this time normally.
Well, I know. It
I mean,
work quite well.
daytime is kind of better for us.
Yeah.
Just because we're here all day anyway, so when we're here evenings as well, it sometimes gets a bit tiring. The odd evening's okay, but I don't think we couldn't do like 2 evenings every week, could we? This week we've got 4 evenings to do, but that's because of the bride and groom class, which obviously isn't every week, so it's a bit different. Right, I think we're done. So we just used the Saracino modelling paste for this one, guys. I used...
You're on top camera down for these.
These 3 colours
down.
to make the elephant skin tone. That one's got more of the pale skin tone in to make it that little bit paler. I did actually use a tiny bit of white for the tusks as well. And then I used the 10ml sugar pearls, which have got chocolate in the middle, these ones, for the eyes. And was that everything? Oh, and the claret pink. And then the brush I used was the big Sylvia Mancini brush for the blusher. Those of you that watch all the time will know these things anyway, because you'll have seen me done it or use these things many times before, and we just stuck it together with water. So I think that's it for today, isn't it? Thank you ever so much, guys, for sending stars, and thank you ever so much for watching. Hopefully, have we answered everyone's questions?
I'll have a quick look back. If you just pass me that camera there, because I'll get you onto the camera.
This is where I probably cut you off now by accident when I move the cameras.
Probably. Let's bear and clinching on this one now.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise you was actually gonna.
Yeah, just so you can wave to people.
Hi, everyone.
You're on it now. There you go.
Thanks. They don't really want you to see me without my makeup on.
Just like I say, thank you everybody for watching.
Yes, thanks for watching. Thanks for the stars.
Thanks everybody that's been on the bride and groom class. We did the first part of the videos last night, and obviously we've got part 2 tonight, and then part 3 tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But I've seen a few questions about people saying have they missed it. No, you can still buy it.
You can watch it back. Yeah, you can watch it back at any time.
It's there available for you to watch back as many times as you want and as often as you want. Yeah. So if you haven't made it or you don't want to do it just yet, you can do it in the future. Yeah. So don't worry about that.
If you're wanting to watch tonight, if you're wanting to watch part 2 live, then it's tonight at 6:30 p.m. UK time, and then the third part of it will be tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. UK time, and then Thursday night will just be like a question and answers session, but you can watch them at any time, so that's fine. Obviously you can't watch them before I've made them, but once I've made them you can watch them back at any time, so it doesn't matter if you buy it later. So a bit like with the basics class we did, was it last month? It was last month, wasn't it? We did the basics class. May, yeah. So there's people still buying that now, and that's fine because they can still watch it. It is recorded as the Facebook Live, so they'll be watching the whole thing with me kind of responding to people that were interacting live, but they can still watch that at any point. So yeah, hopefully people will still find it useful anyway. Anything else I need to tell you guys? Thanks everybody for joining Sylvia as well last week on our community page. I think that went really well. Yeah, because for those that don't know, we have got a community page called Zoe's Fancy Cakers. There's been quite a lot of new members joined in the last week, so that's great. Yeah, there has actually. It's quite a busy community, so a lot of people share cakes, talk cake. It's basically... Yeah. I sometimes do question and answer sessions in there as well. And yes, Sylvia Mancini did her Facebook Live in there too. Yeah, which was good. I'll let you hold up Ella the elephant, and we can have one last look. Oh, it's a bit heavy to hold it up, I think. It'll fall off my little foam pad. Oh, yeah. Right, fab. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you hopefully on Thursday. If not, I might see you tonight if you're watching the bride and groom. Bye.